Good morning, Scott here. Hope you had a lovely weekend and you're ready for some fun in the markets. So we had some good action last week and some things were happening on Friday night. So let's get into the chart straight away and we can have a look what happened and what we can look forward to today and maybe for the rest of the week. So first thing, stop my video, do a screen share. Comes up. Okay, right, here we are. So we've got the yen pairs. The yen pairs are, the yen is finally getting some strength, so the yen pairs are breaking down. This is the position I'm currently in, euro yen, and it could still offer entries later today as well. We've got a beautiful triple top. We've got MACD. MACD's not so clear. RSI very, very overbought. It's looking like it's returning around, and we had a bearish day on Friday, and we ignored today's candle. So this is euro yen, my open position. So we're going to the hourly. Here's my I have my list here of things to remind me before I take a trade. I don't forget anything. So we have this trend line. 1 hour. This is on the 1 hour chart. Trend line broken convincingly. We saw that on Friday, and then it pulled back. And I set an entry order because it was getting too late for me, and I wanted to get into on the position. All the yen pairs at the time were really tanking, and then starting to pull back. So I wasn't going to wait for the entry itself, but I put an entry order in. That got triggered. Out here, decided to start to put the entry order in actually, and then you just hang around there for the rest of the day. And then we've had some interesting moves on open this morning. Nothing really got broken, but there's some funny candles around. This one stayed reasonably straightforward, reasonably as it closed on Friday. Slight break up, so it's slightly in my stop loss zone at the moment. Hopefully it'll come down soon. The DVP for me is still very strongly down, and we've got some nice bit of room to the 4 hour 50, or you can push it down to 4 hour 50 is this blue line, 1 hour 50 is this red line, the daily 20 is this faint red line here, and the faint green line is the daily 50. So possible price targets you might have as well. So there's still possibly an entry coming later today. Now the next one is pound Kiwi, one I really liked on Friday. Entry order in. So ignore today's candle because it's, as I said, on the open we have some funny candles. So the price action here was bouncing off this major support level. It pulled up to pretty much the daily 50. Got rejected there. Then on Thursday we had a rejection of that daily 20, the blue line here. So looking for short position, and I was after short position on Friday. Now interestingly, my entry order I put in here when it's back up at this position here, putting back to the hourly 50. So I put an entry order in, and it actually expired 10 minutes before it pulled back to the entry, which was well, frustrating. I don't know, good or bad, I don't know. But what I always do on the weekend before market close on Friday, I loosen my stop loss in case this happens. Had I been in the trade on market open, it would have stopped me out had I been in the trade, and at a big loss, right? So up here, probably there's some big, there'd be some big spreads in the market early on. So probably would have got a price up here somewhere, which could have been a 3% loss. That would have been scary. So as I said, I always move my stop loss very, very safe, just for the first hour after open, in case this happens. Good lesson here. So you see it opened really, really high up here, and that we were taken out almost everyone in this kind of trade. And then it pulled straight back in the first 2 hours, pulled straight back to the hourly 50. And then we had a bit of movement there, up and down, and breaking down again. So it's something that I was interested in getting into, and I still am, but I personally don't trade before UK Open on a Monday, because we don't know how the big boys are going to react to news over the weekend. Obviously something happened because this crazy move up here, but it settled down very quickly back to pretty much where it closed. So is there going to be movements on the UK Open? I don't know. So I'm play cautious. I always play cautious anyway. Let's look at other possible setups then for today. Many of them are yen pairs. You'll see many similar kind of patterns. So this one here, this is Aussie Kiwi. We've had a pullback to the day 20 daily 50 zone and the big positive move, bullish candle on Friday. That implies that we could get some follow through here. Maybe for a day trade, I wouldn't want to go for new highs, just in case it pulls back again. But looking at the RSI, the MACD, no divergence there. So this is a strong move up here, this last peak. And RSI, yeah, it's not that overbought anymore. It's kind of settled down a bit with this price action going sideways for last week, and that means the RSI is now overbought. So that would be an update for me today. So going to the 1 hour, Aussie Kiwi is never a nice clean price action, but we've got a very good trend line here, which we've got in here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 strong touches, and this fifth one before it broke through on Friday. It broke up, giving us that nice big bullish candle on Friday, on Thursday, sorry. Up here, and there it's pulled back, but not to give us an entry. Didn't pull back far enough. And what I'm looking for now, I can see here Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has already played out. If you go to the 4 hour, we can see this is basically, looks like 4 hour wave 1. So wave 2 could be a pullback to the 4 hour or thereabouts. So what I'm kind of looking for is a pullback, maybe a complex pullback to the hourly 50, maybe even the 4 hour, before it goes long again, before we go long. So see how that one plays out. If that gives us a pullback to the 1 hour 50, the 382, actually, because of, yeah, it's tricky to do chart analysis when we have these crazy opens. Right, this is the open candle. So this is not really a nice candle to use for any of your fibs or trend lines and all those kind of things, because it's just unusual. So I probably would keep my fib here on Friday's close, which was the high before we had this crazy open candle, which means the 382 lines up. If we do stretch it to include that candle, the 382 is a fair bit higher. Yeah, it makes it a bit tricky, right? We have to see what plays out and see if it still looks good. So Aussie Kiwi is a good possible position there to go long on this pullback to 1 hour 50. And of course, we do have the 4 hour 50, this blue line, as our protection. So 1 hour 50 is the red one, pulls back to that. We've got a 4 hour 50 as protection. And below us, this trend line, daily 20, daily 50. Okay, next one. Euro Swiss. This is a nice looking bearish price action now. Got to pull back to the daily 50. Came back to the daily 20, this blue line, bounced off. Almost touched the daily 50, and they've had a couple of strong bearish candles. So my prediction for today is going short. Will we get an entry? We'll see. So here we go. I've got lots of squiggly lines on here. There's a reason for that. I'm not quite going crazy. So what I have here is, from this point here, we have wave 1, pullback, complex pullback, 2, 3. So if we get a pullback here, wave 4, then we might get a wave 5. And my fib extension here is a 0.618. So if we get an entry here, we can play it down to here. I wouldn't push the price target too far because it's a wave 5. So we wouldn't want to go past this 0.618 fib extension, which is based on from here to here, pull back to here somewhere. Of course, it may even be pull back to include those candles there, maybe even here. Now, the reason I've got these other candles on here, the arrow going back even further, it's because of the 4 hour. Look at the 4 hour here. The 4 hour shows big wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. And wave 3 is still playing out because we've got to have this will be a wave 5 of wave 3. Then we get a pullback, which could be a wave 4 on the 4 hour, which will take us back to where this 4 hour 50 will be. So maybe it will come back here to this trend line. Maybe we'll break that briefly to go to the 4 hour 50, wherever that is at this time, and then we'll have a wave 5. So yeah, let's see how that plays out. It's possible interesting play there. Okay, so go to Euro Pound. Of course, Euro Swiss, Euro Pound, they're not likely to move in the Asia session. That'll be for UK or the US, big money comes in. So, Euro Pound, we have a double top here at a major level, historically. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 complete. And we're going to get a pullback. We had deceleration in the last week, bearish candle on Friday. So my prediction for today is short. Now, so look at this. So we haven't had, come on, oh golly, my computer slows up a bit on one zoom. Right, so we haven't had a really great break and retest of the 1 hour 50. It's kind of okay. If that is the break and retest, and that happened on Friday. So should we get another break and retest, that might come later today. That could give you an entry up here and a target of the 4 hour 50. We've got 1.5–2% possible price target, profit target. And this is a break of these 2 trend lines we had last week. So the price action definitely seems to be going down. We've got a much lower low, even from this low here, certainly from this low here. And we've got a lower high, this high here. And now if this plays out, a lower high here as well. So we do have, excuse me, like that. So we do have one of the best of trend lines there, but if you look at the highs, that could be acted as protection as well. Something worth watching later today. Pound yen. Another yen pair. There's a few of these. This was looking good on Friday. Again, we've got a double top. We've got wave 5 complete. Looking for a bearish candle on Friday or today. We've got an entry on Friday. That's the wrong chart. Pound yen. Sorry. We did get an entry on pound yen on Friday, I remember. There we go, pulled back nicely. And then the price action this morning is pretty bullish. So had you entered that on a Friday, you could be looking at even hitting your stop already. But that might give another entry later today, something worth keeping an eye on. The fibs aren't great because they don't really line up. If you do the fib from the highs here to the lows here, the 382 is a bit further south of this hourly 50, not ideal. But we may have to wait for another break and retest that may come up later on. We'll see. Kiwi yen, another yen. Similar price action on the daily, I presume. We've got a great level across here. and we've got kind of a very bullish candle here. Then we've got deceleration and trend change here. Notice this is quite a strong bullish engulfing candle. So that doji wasn't necessarily a clear change of trend. And that showed on Friday because we've actually got that spike here. That's the wick of that candle goes above these highs of the day before, which we'll see on the hourly. So anyone entering the position too early would have had their stops taken if they were placed just above the highs of the previous day. But now we have a definite trend change. This trend line here, which was pretty strong, did get broken on Friday, came back, retested it, and it's all looking good on Friday. And then today we've had these crazy candles here, open right down here, and pull straight back to the trend line. And it's testing that trend line. The trend line seems to be holding so far. So for this, we'd need a breakdown below the 1 hour 50, pull down, pull back to the 1 hour 50 and give us an entry. That's something to be looking for. Dollar CAD. So we've had some good bearish price action here, which we kind of predicted up here a few days ago. We did predict, but it didn't give a very good entry that I was keen on because of this triple bottom here on the 4 hour 50. Didn't want to trade through that. Had I been awake and it was during my day, I could have monitored it, and had it been rejected, I could have manually got out of the position for a profit of some kind. But as is when I was sleeping, all this price action happened when I was sleeping, so it broke down eventually to the 4 hour 50, and then we didn't get a pullback. So we got this massive run down, which is now pulling back. What I predict here is this is a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. This is the wave 4, probably a complex pullback. So when you pull back 382, this wave here, wave 3, on Friday, but it hasn't come back to the 1 hour 50. So I wouldn't be surprised if it did a complex pullback and come back here to touch the 1 hour 50 and the 382 again. We've got the 4 hour 50 just behind us here as protection. And we've got the daily 20, this red line, which has been breaking, disregarding it pretty much. So we can kind of ignore that one. And the daily 50 down here, which I would not want to trade through. So that would be my price target if I got on this trade. That looks like a good possibility there. We'll see how that plays out later today. Dollar Swiss. Similar, because the dollar is showing some weakness at the moment. Dollar Swiss has broken straight through the daily 20 and daily 50 on a Friday. I wouldn't want to trade through them, but it has already traded through them. So maybe we have an entry here today. So daily 50 is the green, daily 20 is the red. It's up here above it. It just plowed straight through that. Maybe now we're getting the pullback. We do have fib from the highs to the lows on Friday. Should it pull back, it's going to be testing. We just have to break the daily 50 slightly. Here comes the hourly 50 very quickly. The 4 hour 50 is protection. That could still be a nice trade. And it's hard to do the fibs because this is not a clear. Is that a wave 1, wave 2? Probably not. It's like a massive wave 1. Don't know. But my fib extension here on this big price movement, I wouldn't go past the 618 because it's not really that clear where the price target would be. So that'd be a safe price target. Should it pull back here? Got my alert set just up there. See what happens there. If it does come back, give us an entry, then that could be a nice little trade. Next one, dollar yen. So this had a big drop on Friday. Everyone was waiting for that big drop, and when it went off with a bang. So again, we've got a strong line, but it's a strong resistance line here, which is finally coming up. But I think we're at new highs, or pretty much close to it with the monthly. Yeah, we've had highs up here before for a long time, 1998, so a long time ago. So there's not much we can really put into that the strength of that resistance line, but we've had deceleration, beautiful deceleration on the daily, bearish candle on Friday, fantastic. Now, can we get an entry? Here we go. So we didn't get an entry on the early part of Friday. It just broke down so quickly. Pretty much touched the 4-hour 50, but then it pulled back. And over the weekend, it just hanged around here. Then we had these market moves over the weekend. So it opened up down here and it's pulled back. So that could be a nice little trade there. The 382 almost lines up. Pretty close. So 1-hour 50. And we've got any other concerns we have are 4-hour 50, which has already been tested, so that could be resistance. But looking at the strength, the US is getting weak, or has been weak for the last few days, and the yen is showing some strength on the last few days, which is why we had such a big breakdown here on Friday. Should it pull back, we should see some very strong bearish pressure there. So the 4-hour 50 would be a possible support zone. We've got this trend line here, which is not strongest, so I don't really put much weight in it. Then a couple of touches going way back. It's like a long way, isn't it? Let's not go back there. There's not much strength in that. Do your own trend lines to get some confidence in your market analysis and where you think the price action is going to go. So that could be another nice trade, another nice entry. Just beware of these two levels here as it tries to break through them. And then your target could be the daily 20 or daily 50 even. Nice levels there. Nice targets there, shall I say. Okay, so that was all my best ones, which can happen today. I've got 4 others here, which I'm waiting, we'll have a quick look at. Because it's worth noting in case something happens a little bit later. But it hasn't broken down yet, which is why it's blue. So, Aussie yen. Got some great price action here. Deceleration, but no proof of trend change yet. So we're looking for a down, but will it be today or tomorrow? We need some proof. So we've got a good trend line here. 1-hour trend line. I'm going very fast, hopefully you can keep up, but there's lots to cover. So if you had a fake out breakdown through it here last week, then straight back up again above it. And then this break here is the open of today, so we can pretty much disregard that because it went straight back above it and it's still above it. So that trend line is still holding. So we need that trend line to break on a 1-hour close. And because we've had this previous break here, I wouldn't be confident on doing any trading on the 1-hour break. I'm going to see the 1-hour 50 break, could close below that. And that could give us, with a break and a pullback, could give us a nice short trade. Could we do a swing trade on this one? We could. Price action is good. Is there a MACD? You could say there's a MACD because of slightly higher on the MACD, a fair bit higher on the price action. And from this level here, you see the MACD is actually lower from this peak here, but the price action is higher. So you could say there's a MACD divergence there. RSI is definitely overbought. So you could probably put in a swing trade here where you could even do something like, let's zoom in. So we've covered swing trades before. So come up. Wrong one anyway. There we go. Right, so we're going short. So should it break the low of Friday? Depends how aggressive you are. Whether you take it from the lows of Friday or you give it a bit more room and take it the lows. This is a swing trade, it'd be a reversal. So stop just above those highs, entry down here, and then ready to take it, probably take it down to the daily 50. You get 1.8% on there, looks okay. And you could even, I'll just copy that trade, put it over here on the hourly. Oh, it's probably disappeared over the side there somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So you could maybe put the entry below these candles over here, and so you can trim this down a little bit on the hourly using your charting skills on the lower time frames. So stop just above that high, entry below this low here. Ignore these candles here from the open, and then you can put the stop down here on the daily 50, maybe down there. So we got my 1.8% on the daily chart. Can you show me? Computer's really slow this morning. I think I need to restart trading view. It's always slow on Zoom. Bear with me. Oh, there it is, just outside the picture. Cool. Because it's on the daily chart, this position tool is now really white. So we've now gone up from 1.8% we had on the daily, using the daily chart, to 2.2%. So we can get slightly improved risk reward by using the lower time frame knowledge and charting skills. Right. Sorry, I'm going to get that back to where it should be. Oh dear. That's other computers now. So that's Aussie yen. So I'm waiting for that trend line break and the hourly 50 break on there. Okay, next one. We go to Swiss yen, another yen. The Swiss has been pretty strong. So the breakdown against the yen has not been that clear. We've had really big strength from the Swiss recently as well. So when it does break down, we've got some nice levels there. A nice level there, and has some nice deceleration, but we'll need something to prove that we're breaking down. So we've got a trend line here on the hourly. And that's a nice trend line, it's been respected a lot. But it was broken on Friday, so we're finally seeing some weakness in the Swiss against the yen. It's gone up here to test that again, so it's a double top. And waiting for, we already had a break of the trend line, now waiting for a break of the hourly 50, pull down, pull back. That could give us a nice trade going short. I'll wrap this up in a moment because it's quite long. So Euro Aussie, another one. So we're going to pull back here to the daily 20. Is there going to be a short? Well, it pull back to the daily 50, so it's not clear. It could be better the daily 50 and then go long, or this here could be because of the weekly chart. We've got a high test against the weekly 20. Maybe we're going short. You just had to break through the daily 50 before breaking short. So that could go either way, and we don't know. Until it breaks the hourly 50 going up, we could go long perhaps as a wave 5 long, or maybe it'll break down. So we need to see it break down below. This is the daily 50 here, the green line, just about to see it. It should break down below that, come back up, and then maybe give us a short trade later on. That's Euro Aussie, and Euro Kiwi is similar. Similar, but it's a bit clearer because we don't have a daily 20, daily 50 in the way. So we did have wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then expect some kind of pullback, expecting a short. That today's candle, of course, the open has made it look messy. As you can see, it quickly came back to where it was pretty much on Friday. Because of this messy price action, and we had a break and retest on Friday. I'll wait till it breaks the 4-hour 50 and take a 4-hour trade in there. That might be the way to go. I'm not really confident in trading that as a breakout, but we'll see how it pans out. Things change pretty quickly. That's Euro against Kiwi. We've got some other ones here on the watch list. Take a look at those in your own time. 4 good ones, the gold ones, and then 3 possible ones setting up later. These ones are meet the criteria, looking interesting, but not as good as all the ones we've just been through. They're my best ones, which are looking pretty good, hopefully for the rest of today. Right, very good. Let me stop the screen share. Okay. All right, I'm back, hopefully. Am I there? Video's not working. Okay, my computer's having a bit of a bad day. Okay, so anyway, I hope you found that interesting. I hope you found that you got some use from that. Look at some trades for today. I'll be back tomorrow with looking at tomorrow's trades and we'll see how today played out. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll be notified whenever a new video goes up at the same time every day. All the best. Good luck trading. Speak to you soon.